and welcome to our video on creating test cases. There are three ways to create test cases within QA Connector. You can create test cases within the test bank through the test case editor. You can create new test cases with an Excel spreadsheet and then import them into QA Connector. Or you can export existing test cases from a project already in QA Connector, edit if needed, and import them back into a new project. In order to find the option that you need, you will see a breakdown of the times for each section below the video. The first section, we will talk about creating test cases on the test bank page. This is also where you can edit test cases and delete them. When a new project has been created, the requirement icon is highlighted. The requirement represents a specific function of the system or a component of the system which the program you are working on must perform. Right-click on the highlighted area and select Edit Name. Change the name to match the functionality you want to test. Add in a description for the requirement. The approval status needs to be selected if this box was ticked when the project was being created. If you are the person who created the project or renamed the requirement, you won't be able to select the approval status. You will need to get somebody else to do this. Select the priority of the requirement and its complexity. Add in the source of the requirement and include an attachment if you have one by selecting the paperclip icon. Select Save. These details can also be included for sub-requirements and for functions. If you need to break down specific functionality further, you can create a sub-requirement by right-clicking on the requirement. Next, you will need to create a function. Right-click on the requirement or sub-requirement and add a function. A function represents what the test cases are going to test. You will then need to right-click on the function and select Add Test Case to create a new test case. Type in the name of the test case and select Add. To create the steps for a test case, select the Work with Validation Procedures icon. This will open up the test case editor where you will be able to create the steps for a test case. You can also use the test case editor to delete or edit existing steps. To create your first step, click on the number 1. This will open up the text boxes so that you can enter in the actions and the expected results. Press either the Tab key or the Return key to move between the boxes. If there are multiple test steps, click on the asterisk and use the Tab key or the Return key to create as many steps as needed. When all the steps are done, select Close. You can see all the test steps that you have just created on the test bank page. To edit or delete existing test steps, you can use the same method. Click on the number of the step you want to change and press the Return or Tab key to save. To delete a test step, click on the red X. You can easily change the order of the steps by selecting the green arrows and dragging them to their new position. If you have multiple requirements and test cases, you can create them on an Excel spreadsheet. Set them out like this, with the name of the requirement as the name of the workbook. The columns represent the function, test case, action, and expected results. Entering the name of the author. You can also include when the test cases were created. However, they will still import successfully if you leave this out. It is important that every cell is populated. As you can see from this example, the first function has 2 test cases. The first test case has 6 test steps, and the second test case has 4 test steps. If you are including sub-requirements, create this in column A so that it represents a parent-child relationship with the other columns. After you have saved the spreadsheet, select the import icon above the test tree. Find the Excel file that contains the test cases and drag and drop them into the box. Press close and all the test cases will be successfully imported into the test tree. In QA Connector, you can export existing test cases from the test tree. This can be used to export the test tree into an Excel spreadsheet, import test cases into a different project, or it can be used to export the test tree, modify it in its spreadsheet format, and import it into a new QA Connector project. Select the export icon at the bottom of the page for an existing project. A folder will appear on the screen. Open the folder and you will see an Excel file which will contain the contents of the test tree. The name of the project will appear in this file along with the date and time of exportation. The file is ready to import into the test tree as it is, or you can go in and make any changes that you need to make. If you are adding new test cases to the Excel file, the test cases and test steps cannot have the same name as test cases and test steps already in the spreadsheet. They need to be unique. They also need to be linked to the other tabs in the spreadsheet as they all have a parent-child relationship. Select the import icon at the top of the test tree. Find the file and drag it into the box. Select Close, and as you can see, all the contents of the spreadsheet have been successfully imported into the test tree.